All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about what exactly your day one progression should look like, where you should end off the day, how exactly you should be using your resources like stamina, and much more. This video is going to go up 2 hours before the game actually comes out, and I'm very, very excited for the game. Now, tying this in, I'm going to do a little housekeeping and just say I'm going to be streaming in an hour after this video comes out. Maybe I'm already streaming by the time you're watching this video, or I'm already done, maybe. Now, this video, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. The stream, I'm going to do a giveaway. If I get 100 likes, I will be giving away a $50 gift card, PayPal, whatever you want, however you want it. I'm going to be giving away $50. But I do want to get the stream to 100 likes before I do give it out. So go and like it right now. Maybe even watch me if it is already live, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now let's really get into the stuff. Now I did put a code in the title probably, and this is the code. So there's going to be one code as of right now. It's very possible that publicly more were actually announced, but as you can see, I'm recording this at 6 p.m. EST. The game comes out at 6 a.m. EST. So keep that in mind. That I mean, I'm still waiting, but I'm almost sorry, it is for sure that we're going to be getting more codes, but as of right now, this is the only code available, and this is going to give 10 anima prototypes 10 pulls on either a limited banner or the standard banner, as both banners share the same amount between them. Now it's Etheria 0605, and expect more codes like I said. So starting off, I want to talk a bit about the actual gachas. Okay, now this is going to be very, very important. What exactly does this entail, and what exactly should you be avoiding on the first day? Well, day one, what I can say is you should not summon on the targeted banner, because you're going to probably get whoever you get on the targeted banner on one of your standard banner pulls, because in the first couple of days, you're probably doing over 300 pulls. So if you actually summon on the targeted banner, there's a pretty high chance that you actually get the unit you summon for on this target banner on the standard. So at least be cautionary, wait at least 3 days, but some people are waiting up to 14 because of the GSSR you get on the 14th day. So keep it in mind, but I feel like the average player is going to wait between 3 and 7 days and not splurge it in the first couple of days. Keep that in mind. Now, in terms of the banner you're going to want to summon on, I would say, in my personal opinion, that it's going to be the standard banner, and you're going to go for some art like first of all, a light and dark unit. So in terms of the top options, I do want to just preface that I'm not going to do a full breakdown. If you want to see a full breakdown, go to my reroll guide, which I posted, right? But for light and dark units, it would be between Lily, Heinrich, and then Mio. Now for RGB units, that's going to be between, if you get Freya on standard, that's great. Besides that, Rahu and Romocha in green are great. For blue, it's going to be mainly Rosa and Tiamat. And for red, the only real unit I could say is Hellkid, but Beontin's also pretty good. Those are your main pickups for the RGB colors. So keep that in mind, right, when you're actually summoning. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, if you're going to want to reroll, it's not going to be that bad if I'm being honest. Not only are you going to actually be able to get a good rates on the banners, as Pridewind did state, you're going to be getting literally around 65 pulls, not even counting if they add more pulls. So this is going to be a very easy reroll to my understanding, 15 to 20 minutes. So getting most of this should be simple. I mean, just from codes and pre-registration, that's 20. And then as you can see, there's a lot more that you could do. So keep that in mind. It's probably going to be closer to 70 because of extra codes. So that's going to be really, really big. These pulls, considering that the standard banner is actually really good and pretty much almost everything you get is good on that banner, it's going to be very, very nice. So definitely consider what you're going to actually want to get. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could go about this. Personally, I think the number one option is Romocha, but you know, that's for RGB. For LD, personally, I still think it's Lily. Lily Romocha is just going to be such a nice carry for any account, even actual pay-to-win accounts. But enough talking about the gacha. If you want a full reroll guide, go check out my reroll guide video. But this is mainly just to talk about the pulls, and also to say that you're going to want to finish that pretty early on. Like, give it a couple hours, and then make sure you're not going to miss anything before the next reset. Now, next up, what do I want to talk about? Well, let's talk about how you're using your beginning stamina. Now, for the beginning, you're going to focus on two main things. Number one, it's going to be story. Always make sure that story's done, okay? Always make sure your story's done. Make sure you're up to date. Use your stamina on that. Be good. Now, remember, I mentioned this in my previous video, in the mistakes video, go check it out, that basically don't fight the enemies on the overworld, because they will actually consume stamina. So please don't do that. Actually, please don't. However, do grind story, get as far as you can as they give you the chapters, and do hyperlink charter at the same time. So for your early levels of stamina, do this. Now, once you're done this, which by the way, hyperlink charter in terms of rewards, I don't know if they, does it show the rewards? I actually don't know. So I think it's at least over 100 pulls. I'm not actually too sure, but I'm gonna guess over 100 pulls. I'm gonna go more into that later. However, making sure you're up to date in terms of getting good resources from this and also good rewards for currency from this is going to be the reason to do this alongside story, right? Those are your two main targets. Now, after this, for the first couple days, probably first 4 days is what I'm seeing being recommended a lot, but you could even go up until you've reached maybe level 50, even as a free-to-play, first 4 days for sure. You're going to want to make sure to get all 10 crystal refreshes, okay? Now, why you're going to want to do that is because you want to get ahead, and the biggest thing to get you behind is not use your crystal refreshes. Even 1 day is huge. Your stamina is very valuable in this game, and even if they are increasing the amount of free-to-play stamina people will get, that 1000 stamina you get from 10 crystal refreshes is huge. Now, you might be a bit scared to actually use 1000, but by the end of the day, you're going to get way more than 1000. Rest assured, you're barely going to feel it as a free-to-play early on, so you're going to be fine to actually, if you especially have a good reroll account, you're going to be fine to actually use that first 1000, or it's 960 crystals for 10 refreshes over the course of 4 days. That's going to be almost 4000 crystals. So sure, it is a lot, but I think it is highly worth it to make sure you get ahead and also stay up to date with everyone else. And free to plays could definitely stay up to date for sure. Maybe they won't be top 1000, but they'll definitely, you as a free to play could still do very good. But of course, for pay to wins, it still goes for you. You're going to do all your crystal refreshes, even in the first week, maybe even the first 2 weeks, to make sure you're going to be ahead of the curve, especially if you're trying to get ahead in PvP. Now, while you're doing this, make sure that you're actually doing continuous battle, because continuous battle, as we can see here, is going to let you grind this on the side, right? Like I'm just chilling in my game, right? And I'm still in that. So make sure you're grinding continuous battle while doing story, okay? You're able to do continuous battle alongside either another actual stage of grinding and like Grim Pursuit or Investigation or another threshold loss, or doing story. So you're going to grind this while doing story, and then later on what you're going to do for the like probably latter half of your stamina, and that latter half of that stamina, which is going to be acquired mainly through the stamina refreshes, what that's going to be used on is primarily going to be, in my opinion, to get your first time clears. Okay, you're going to get all your first time clears in all the modes, be that Grim Pursuit, Threshold, Investigation, and GP Outpost. Okay, you're going to really go and concentrate on getting those first time clears, because the first time clears are going to be amazing to give you extra value for your actual stamina, which we're able to see. Okay, so let's actually go and show you how, right? You could see that in Jalk, I think his name is. Yeah, for the first time clear, you're going to get a whole guaranteed shell of the, what's it called, the unique or epic, I forgot. And then you actually get a full pull, right? You just get a ticket like that. So making sure you get the first time clears on every single different stage, right? Every single one, okay, is huge, especially GP Outpost. That one saved me a bunch to actually be able to do the first time clears. So make sure you're doing all the first time clears, doing Hyperlink Charter. And once you're done that, right, what do you do with your stamina once you have probably the excess stamina left? Because even first time clears after that, you're probably still gonna have some left, even considering Hyperlink and all that, right? Well, I would say, I personally would recommend mainly going for Threshold and Grim Pursuit, but you could definitely add Investigation and GP Outpost into the mix, because in the first 3 days or so, you're going to want to put that in somewhere, so keep that in mind for sure. But I would say the main thing is going to be in shells, especially once you unlock some of the better ones. And the better ones would be something like, if we go here, Agent Lizard, and then also Mermaid Princess is decent, and Star is especially good. And then in Epic, it's mainly Black Flag, and also Twilight Knight could be good for DPSs. So keep those in mind while you do it. But definitely, shells is going to be a good portion of your early section, including day 1 to maybe like day 3. But throwing in Threshold, throwing in Investigation when needed, and making sure that if you do Investigation, you're using it on the right units, and same thing with GP Outpost. I personally don't think it's worth it to actually use it on red units, because red units are not going to be that good in Doki Doki, which is going to be the main threshold boss you're going to use most of your stamina on in the future. But green units, blue units, LD units are all fine to do. Just make sure that when you're going into GP Outpost, but beyond the first time clears, you're using it specifically on the actual stages that you know are going to be for the units you're going to use moving forward. Now let's talk about where you should end day 1 on, okay? So this is going to be during the first few hours where you're going to see. So basically, you're going to get Prologue, level 2. You're going to get Leon, then you're going to continue your levels, get modules at chapter 2, 3, okay? Then do chapter 4. You're going to get pretty much to the end of chapter 6 minimum, okay? But by day 1, you should aim to reach level 17. So that's going to be where you should end, okay? Now with level 17, you're going to be able to have, by that point, Arena, then also Purple rarity shells, which, especially when we keep in mind the ones I was talking about, especially Agent Lizard, Mermaid Princess, and Star, okay? Also, this one's pretty good. Not bad. You're going to want to make sure that you have that unlocked and grinding those, okay? That's very, very important, okay? And by that point, you could do Doki Doki and maybe Terramaton, and then, of course, get your shells, right? So that's something very important, but by the end, you're going to be done Chapter 6, okay? And then you're going to be able to get, especially the first-time bonuses. I want to stress this. You want to get those first-time bonuses. But by day 1, try to aim for level 17, especially because of the 10 max refreshes you want to do. Now, I would save the stamina refreshes with pots, the actual free ones you could call them, the ones that you could stack. That's going to be mainly for when there's 2 times boost out, and that's going to be hopefully a weekend. That seems to be when it's going to be. That's when it was in the beta. A week after the actual beta started, we got the 2 times for investigation, for threshold, which is gear, and then also for GP outpost, which is skill upgrades. So that's going to be it. Let me know what your plan is. Where do you plan on stopping? Do you plan on doing the refreshes, which I think everyone is recommending to do at least 4 days of full refreshes, even for free to plays. Now, make sure you have a good start. This is very important, and the most important, get your pulls, get your 65-ish pulls, claim the code, and then get your good start in the game, because you're going to need a good start to be able to continue forward and be just kind of chilling, okay? Get your good account, do your hyperlink as you can, do your first time clear rewards, and then do your 10 refreshes, mainly in shells once you especially unlock the purple rarity. I'll see you in the next one. Pull up to the stream, get it to 100 likes. Would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support recently. Love y'all. Bye-bye.